Okay, oh my gosh, look who's here.
Look who's here.
We were just talking about you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
That was great.
Thanks.
Great
Yeah, I
segue.
see you're wearing your shirt. I didn't wear mine, but I do have my shirt, and I did wear it. What was it? Something came up, and I said, oh, I was wearing it that day. But this is, you got a big thing coming up here. Not,
do have a big
we're
thing
not
coming up.
talking about Shakespeare, but we're going to talk about Shakespeare now, right?
Well, we probably need to talk about that a little bit too, because the Shakespeare's birthday is a fundraiser for the Capital Region Festival of Theater that's happening June 12th through 15th. But this Shakespeare's birthday, it's his 461st birthday.
He didn't even look it, though.
No, he looks good.
He looks good.
Yeah.
His beard looks very good.
And that is a fundraiser to help.
Tell me how you're celebrating his birthday, Chris.
So,
Come on.
we are having an evening. It starts at 6:30. It's at the Albany Barn. The first hour is going to be the party part of it, and then at 7:30 we'll start some performances, and should go for about an hour 15, maybe an hour and a half at the most.
Performances of Shakespeare?
So Shakespeare monologues, scenes. We're looking to do some music as well.
Shakespeare had music in some of his stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
people don't know that.
Shakespeare inspired as well. I think that's
correct.
And
That's
Jillian
where-
is here with us too. Yes. And what is your? I didn't get a title for you, so I don't know what your.
Oh, that's okay.
What your position is in the
I'm
in
the
the realm of things.
vice president on the board. Very
Okay,
honored to be so, and also helping with the Shakespeare Birthday Bash.
Good. Okay, so Shakespeare had some music.
Yes, and Shakespeare inspired so many different pieces, and also funny musical pieces. Something Rotten, for example, or Kiss Me, Kate.
Oh, yeah.
There's some very funny. I think sometimes people hear like, "Oh, it's Shakespeare's Birthday Bash." Well, what are you going to do? We're going to do Shakespeare. No, we're going to do Shakespeare. Like, it's amazing.
Shakespeare or Shakespeare adjacent,
Right.
like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Yes, exactly.
You know.
Yeah, and when you mentioned Kiss Me, Kate, that's to me is the Taming of the Shrew, and it's a story, story within a story. If you have never done Shakespeare, you need to watch that to kind of get your feet wet with Shakespeare, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but there's so much. And the other movie that I think is celebrated Shakespeare is To Be or Not to Be with Jack Benny when he did that.
Sure.
So, which was all about Shakespeare as well. So yeah.
Well, and my background comes a little bit more from children's theater, and I always talk to my students about The Lion King and how it's inspired by Hamlet,
Yeah.
and their faces are like, what?
No, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So, and we're going
It
to.
just doesn't take place in Denmark. That's the only.
No, no, definitely not.
No, but we'll be covering. There's some of the performances will be from the comedies. We've got the tragedies, and we've also got a few of the histories in there as well.
Well, I saw the one show, and you'll have to forgive me for the title. It was like Fractured Shakespeare, where they do the two guys do the thing where they're doing parts of Shakespeare, but it's.
Oh, Shakespeare Abridged.
Yeah, Bridge. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to me, that's one of the most hysterical things I've ever seen. But they are true to Shakespeare.
Yeah.
So, okay. So how do they get tickets?
So from the Capital Region Festival of Theater website, the email for that is www.crftinc.org. So CRFT.
Yeah, and I think we put that up on the screen, too,
inc.org.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you're nonprofit now.
We are not for profit. Yep.
So while I have the vice president and the secretary here, how did this come about?
So about a little over a year now, it was in January, we gathered as many of the theater companies in the area that we could. And there are a lot. Did you know that there is probably 47 community theaters, there's 16 professional theaters, there's 8 colleges, there's 22 high schools that all have theater groups.
Yeah.
And
Not counting the Equity Theater over in, there's another
right.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. So we gathered as many people as we could to say,
Let's get together.
could we have a celebration of the many theaters that are in this area? And the response was, quite positive.
let's
and
do
so,
it.
yeah, let's do it. But it, it takes, here we are a year
The
later.
idea
So,
is
it's
here,
like,
gotta go to
so
here.
we had to, put together the not-for-profit status of it and have that approved, and then there was all this planning, and that has all been coming along, and we had to, this festival is going to take place at 6 different venues, the festival part of it, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 different venues.
This one?
Yep. And all that stuff is going to be on the website
Yeah,
too, because
this-
right now we're still
4 days, 7 venues, region-wide celebration of all things theatrical in Albany and its surrounding cities, towns, and hamlets. No, that's the other one. That Capital Region is a great place to love theater, and
Yep.
isn't that true?
And each one of those venues, so like on Friday morning, there's it is towards seniors is the theme. So there's a senior matinee players group. There's a senior singing group. So that Friday morning is seniors. Friday afternoon is youth groups that do theater in the area, and that's at Russell Sage.
You're planning all this? Oh my God.
Yeah, and then Saturday morning is up at Fort Salem, and there's
good.
a lot of events, some musical stuff going on there. Saturday
spreading it around.
Yeah, Saturday
Yes.
afternoon is at Schenectady Light Opera. That is mostly going to be musical, but there's going to be round tables, workshops, all kinds of things there. Saturday night is at the Rep. Those are going to be, I think, mostly like one-act scenes, that kind of thing. And then Sunday, everything culminates on Sunday at the U Albany Campus Center, where there's going to be
I can't believe what
performances,
you've done.
workshops, round tables, vendor tables.
One act festival.
Yeah.
I'm just overwhelmed. I
Yes,
mean, I'm
so am I.
overwhelmed.
Yeah, so are we.
when I'm hearing what you're saying, I mean, I knew that you had a mission. I never knew that you were going to be able to pull off something. Excuse me.
No.
To pull
We didn't
this
either.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's really amazing. You were talking with your previous guest about the wealth of artists in this area, and it's mind-blowing. The amount of people that have come together, to celebrate and put this all together, and I am so excited about it.
Yeah, our keynote speaker is a well-known playwright, Shar White, who he will be participating. And then for the fundraiser on Thursday, which is a mixer, we have Jay McBride and Aaron Harks will be hosting that. We got a lot of great stuff that's going to be
I'm just
part
like,
of this.
I'm listening to this, and it's like, you must be drawing people from New York City and Montreal and all over.
Well, that's what we're
That's what we're hoping.
that's what we're hoping. I mean,
because
we want to
it's really. I mean, I can't imagine people from Utica not being interested in this as well.
Right,
you
we
know?
want to be a destination for theater, and the festival is going to do that. Someone said that Capital Region Theater is like a hidden gem, and the thing is, we know about it, but we want to share it with everyone.
Yeah, we want to make it as popular as like high school football is around
Yeah,
here. You know what I
right.
mean?
Okay.
So-
Right. Well, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like I said, when Patrick and you kind of came up with this idea, it's like, I go, well, that's a really nice idea. And I'm thinking, oh, they'll show costumes and they'll do, because I'm thinking minimalist, rather than the grand theme of this is amazing. And I applaud you. I really do applaud you for what you've done. And I know it has not been easy, because I know that Patrick and Chris attend about 300
I don't know how
things
they
a
do
year,
it.
so I don't know how you squeeze this in the middle of all this. So
Yeah. That's what we're doing when we're not going to see shows.
yeah, I know. But what you're doing when you go see shows is not just for entertainment. I'm sure it is
No, we are
entertainment.
supporting the community.
You're not only supporting it, but you're now learning more, and you're seeing talent, and there's so many things that
Absolutely.
you're getting out of that, rather than just being a passive participant in the audience.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. I love theater. I mean, you guys know that.
We know
I've
that.
always loved theater. And I do have my T-shirt, and I do wear it with pride. When
Great.
Good, thank you.
And I show people, and they go, "What is that? What is the star in the center?" I said, "Well, all these people are stars." So
I like that. We're going to steal that.
Yes.
you can steal it. It's yours. Please say hi to Patrick.
I will.
And please let's encourage people to come to the fundraiser.
Yep.
Because you're going to need some money for some
Right.
of this.
Wednesday, April 23rd.
Okay. And it's
Albany
at the
Barn.
Albany Barn. Yeah.
56 2nd Street
Yep.
in Albany.
And it is street parking.
Yes.
No, it's not hard. I never had trouble finding a parking place. So
No, you
yeah.
should be fine.
So you're
Come
excited to be
celebrate
part of
the
this
Bard.
too, Jillian, huh?
Yes, I am thrilled. I've been teaching theater for the last 13 years.
Oh, really?
So this is kind of my reintroduction back into the community theater. I grew up around here, you know. So this is especially meaningful for me to get welcomed back into the community, and that just shows you, you know, that it is community. That we are a family, and we want to encourage our family, but we also want to bring more people into our family.
And we can do that. We can do that by spreading the word and telling people about CRFT, or the Capital Region Festival of Theater. May I ask you one more question? So this is not just a flash in the pan, is it? You're going to do this every year?
That's what we're shooting for, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We just, and we're kind of,
I
it's
mean,
a
you've
big
got,
lear-
you've
it's a
got
big-
the
it's-
nonprofit. You might as well keep
It's
going.
true. It's a big
Right.
learning curve for, you know, we're learning how to do it this year, but we're already talking about next year. So, you know, I think it's,
Don't give up on the dream.
Right.
You know, just keep it going.
Never.
Yeah. Because I think what you're doing is wonderful for the community, because not only that, you're bringing all the theater groups together, and they can share their issues, their problems, their dreams, their whatever it takes, or venues, or where are you performing next, and you know, is that available, and that kind
well,
of
right. At these vendor tables, people can have their seasons. They can talk about that to anybody who's interested. And some of these roundtables and workshops, they're going to talk about censorship or the, you know, diversity thing, you know.
Well, the important things.
Yeah,
but
right.
that's what theater has always been.
Correct.
Always been ahead of everything. And even if it offends you, it's too bad, as far as I'm concerned. You know, just
Equal opportunity.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. We were talking about they're doing Casa Valienta, and of course that has the drag, you know, in it, which is wonderful. And we were talking about that. You know, that, you know, at one time they, you know, that was like, you can't talk about that. Now, you know, we do talk about it, and, you know, bravo.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you both for
Thank
being
you
here.
Thank
so
and
much,
I hope
Ann.
that you have a
much.
wonderful party. I'm going to try and get there if I can.
That'd be great.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you, Jillian, and thank you so much, Chris.
Thanks.
We'll see you.
Thank you.